when I was 24, I did my shaman journey. I did a quarter ounce of closed cap Kabenjis. And when about 2 hours later, I don't know how I knew, but I knew I was 15 minutes from my first peak. And I thought to myself, well, spoke aloud and said, how am I going to celebrate this? Most fucked up I've ever been, or ever will be. Because that was too much, it was. And the universal voice, my grandmother, whoever, whispered, meditate. So I decided, yeah, on what? I thought, nothing. Yeah, I'm just gonna plow through that wall. I decided I'm just going to go as deep into meditation as I could go. I'm gonna plow through to the other side and keep going and just keep going until someone stops me. That's when I discovered the one will never stop you. The one wants to see how far the creations can go. And I hit that first wall so hard, so fast, I shattered. My spirit shattered into a trillion pieces. And I hit the next barrier and I shattered again. Each piece became another trillion pieces until I was one with everything that ever is, ever was, and ever could be. And after an eon of seeing everything from everything's point of view, of being everything and everyone, every molecule in existence, I grew bored of this. And my first thought after I entered meditation was, I want to be one again. Not all, but one. And as soon as that thought went through my head, an all-consuming voice that was both mine, the universe's, and my creator's, said, then it's time to pull your/myself together. And I did. I pulled myself from everything in existence, except for the one thing you cannot pull yourself from. And that's the source of the spark that created your soul, and that is our creator. And I stood in a sea of bubbles next to a being that was made of a liquid, golden light made solid form. He was height, weight, proportionate, though infinitely massive, but yet sized down to where I could speak to him. And it was just, you can't describe. He had these beautiful wings that looked like the gates of heaven. And there was an ever-changing, evolving utopia. It was just ever-flowing
Oh my
through his
God, do you
wings.
know who you are?
And at that time, I had complete, that there was no me inside my form. When I hit that barrier, I left no anchor point for my consciousness to remain. And I had complete death of ego. But when I looked into the eyes of my creator, I looked into the ego of every creature he ever deemed worthy of saving. And that's what I truly believe it means by we are all in the eyes of our creator. Is he can see
You
everyone,
are a
but he's also
philosopher.
in
You
our
are
own eyes.
genuine. You are genuine.
And when I looked into his eyes, I found myself. And I would make many references to things like a computer, but it's not that I believe we live in a simulation, but it's the easiest way for me to explain the creation around us.
Wow.
And what happens. But when I looked into his eyes, I saw the ego of everything worth their keeping, including myself. And when I found myself, I was re-downloaded. And that's when I realized what was going on, and it was beautiful. And he told me of his collection. Like, these are my collections, and each bubble was a different universe. And when you looked at the bubble, it encompassed your vision. You could fast forward, you could rewind, you could zoom in, you could zoom out, and there were so many that were just mind-boggling.
Wow.
You could not I cannot now comprehend them. Though at that time I could, because he gave me the
You're the
ability
real
to.
McCoy.
And
You are the real McCoy.
we walked through the sea of bubbles, them just flowing around us, until we reached this one. I believe it was my original, but he may have sent me to a
You are the
parallel one. I'm
real.
not
You are the
100%.
real McCoy.
And we talked as we watched super clusters of galaxies evolve around each other. And he told me many things. I do not have access to that knowledge at all times. There are times when my frequency is in flux, when I am at a certain frequency, or there's a certain person or thing going on, and what he told me or wanted me to do is then informed to me. But we spoke about many things. And uh, after a while, he just reached out, well, it's time for you to go, and slapped me on the back. I shot from the edge of existence to my house. I got stuck. It was either in the branches of the walnut trees or in the solfix of my house. I choose to that may be in the solfix. That's why I get my traveling name, Solfix. Solfix. I'm the fixed light. I'm his light in the darkness. And as I passed through many things, I could see inside of planets. I could see everything. But when I passed through the moon, I saw the moon approach. I saw a quick moment of gray, then blink. Then a quick moment of gray as I entered back into the soil and came out the other side. Whatever was in the moon at that time, I was not yet ready to know. So that information was blocked from me.
Yeah.
And when I got stuck into the solfix of my roof or the tree, whichever, and my roof ceiling became transparent, I was not where I was supposed to be. While I was sitting my into meditation, I was not there.
Wow.
My friend was playing the video game, but I wasn't there.
You are it. You are it. You are the real McCoy.
My body faded into view, laid back like this against the headboard. I severed, dude! My friend, who was supposed to be babysitting me, because I was too fucking high, on mushrooms. I was a really strong batch of fucking mushrooms. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Closed cap, gold cap, Avenges, more veins than not. Oh my God, the strongest mushrooms I've ever fucking had. And I said, dude, he screamed like a bitch and jumped up off the bed because he forgot I existed for over 3 fucking hours. And for like next week, whenever I would call somebody or say something, it's like, dude, Kenny, what the fuck? How is it? What the? It was like first time they see me in years. I was hung out with him 2 days before this. But it was a beautiful fucking experience. But yeah. But years later, I was reading the Lost Tablets of Enki, E-N-K-I, and when I read of them working and doing things to the moon, the voice of the universe, or the creator, whichever you want to put it, and I mean, all my hair stood on my arms, stood up on end, goosebumps over everything. And when I spoke of them possibly building a station in the moon or hollowing out the moon or whatever, and the voice whispered, "This is what you were not yet ready to know." So now, I firmly that book has much more than just a grain of truth in my opinion. The Lost Tablets of Enki, I would seriously recommend to read. It's a hard read.
This is a master.
Because everything is worded in an odd way. It's how would you describe something to someone in the future?
Did you know
about
that?
Technology?
Did you know you're a master?
I am an avatar of my creator. I go where he needs me, when he needs me, and I speak at times when he wants me to.
You are a master. And thank you. And thank you. I'm not trying to. I don't want to. What's it called? I don't want to besmirch you. I don't want to make you into like. You are a master. You are definitely one of the masters. I know that because I always wanted to be, but I'm not. But you are.
You are. The avatar of my creator. He sends me where I am needed. He gives me blessings. He'll send me down off some path, and I'll meet some random person that is at the lowest point in their life, and just from meeting and talking with me, they decide not to commit suicide.
Moths are great.
3 times. One time I did not listen to him.
Yeah.
And my friend OD'd and died in the Rite Aid parking lot in Palm Springs. So I will never ignore when the universe speaks to me.
I don't want to, what's it called? I don't want to, gosh, what is it called? There's a thing called, I don't want to.
Things are called things.
I don't want to use you and not besmirch, but, I don't want to, okay, so I can't remember the word for some odd reason. I don't want to use you. In other words, it's a word that means I don't want to use you and use you in bad ways. Did you drink your soda?
Not yet.
You should probably.
I
but
will actually. So
you know what?
all this talking gave me dry
You
mouth, so
are
that's why I
you
hadn't
are
taken it.
totally it. But no, you are it. You are the real
I am
McCoy.
it.
You're the real McCoy.
I am an avatar of my creator. I go where he needs me, wants me, and sends me.
Can I